and welcome to the 6th Annual 28th State Senate District High School Quiz Bowl. This Quiz Bowl is a question and answer competition consisting of two teams today from Lapeer West and Port Huron High School. The teams will be asked toss-up questions and bonus questions, which they must answer within a given time limit. At this time, we'd like to introduce the members of the teams, and so I'm going to ask them to identify themselves by giving their name and the grade in which they attend Port Huron or Lapeer West schools. We'll begin with Lapeer West, please. Please give your name and age, or grade rather.
Rod Andrews, 12th grade.
Brian Hoffman, 11th.
Brian Ward, 12th. Jason Kinkle, 12th.
Thank you. And now Port Huron High School.
Anna Neruda, 9th grade.
Andre Spatz, 10th.
Sarah Prout, 11th.
Ann Burkhart, 12th.
Okay, and welcome to the competitors. This morning I will serve as the moderator for this match, and I'm Ken Kraft from Port Huron High School. Our timekeeper is Mr. Gordon Jameson from the Port Huron Area School District, and our judge is Mr. Don Zuloff from the Marysville Schools. Contestants, you know pretty much the rules for the game. I'd like to take just a moment to test the buzzers, please, since we've changed seats in the intermission period. So across the top row, starting at the far side, would you press your buzzer? Thank you. And down the row. Good. Thank you. Thank you. And, okay, good. Thank you. And Andre, could you turn your light just a little bit for me, please? The other way. That's good. Okay. And I think we're about ready to go. Are there any other questions or concerns that you have at this time? Okay, we'll begin then. Toss-up question for both teams. Express as a Roman numeral the year in which President Bush took office. Yes.
MCM LXXX VIII.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Yes?
MCMLXXIX.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. MCMLXXXIX. We have three X's. Toss up for both teams. What property of a mineral can be determined by comparing the weight of a given volume of the mineral to the weight of the same volume of water? Yes? I need your answer.
Density?
No, I'm sorry. Time. The answer is specific gravity. Toss up for both teams. What was it that collapsed at the Tacoma Narrows in 1940? Time. The answer is a suspension bridge. Toss up for both teams. It is a woodwind musical instrument. It resembles a flute, but is blown through a whistle-type mouthpiece at one end. It has 8 finger holes. Yes?
A recorder?
It's correct. Bonus for the blue team. Consider a scalene triangle with sides of 8 and 11 and 17. How long is the perimeter of a triangle that is formed by joining the midpoints of the sides of the original triangle?
$13.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 18. Toss up for both teams. In 1987, the Senate rejected Douglas Ginsburg and what other nominee for a seat on the... Yes?
Bork.
That is correct. Bonus for the blue team. It is equal to 1/4 bushel or 8 quarts. Name this measure of dry capacity that contains exactly 537.6 cubic inches.
Peck.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. All of these cities are located close to what bay? Vallejo, Berkeley, Palo Alto, and Oakland. Yes?
San Francisco Bay.
That is correct. Bonus for the blue team. What is the sum of 18 and 19 in modulo 25? Time. Captain?
12.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. The sum of a set of addends is divided by the count of the addends. The quotient is called the what? Yes?
The average.
No, I'm sorry? Yes, that is correct. It's the mean or the average. Yes, two answers are acceptable. Bonus for the blue team. She began her career at the age of 76 and achieved widespread fame for her naive renderings of rural community scenes. She died in 1961. Who was this artist and grandmother?
Grandma Moses.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. At his inauguration, each president swears to uphold the Constitution, but he makes his oath with his hand resting not on the Constitution, but on what other... Yes?
The Bible?
That is correct. Bonus for the green team. He wrote a letter on August 2nd, 1939, warning President Roosevelt of the danger if Nazi Germany built an atomic bomb, and encouraging him about the possibility of having the U.S. build one first. This letter ultimately led to the 1942 Manhattan Project. What famous scientist wrote the letter?
Einstein.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. What do bees accidentally gather on their bodies while gathering nectar? Yes?
Pollen.
That is correct. Bonus for green. The engines of the Saturn V moon rockets were fueled mainly by nuclear isotopes, solar cells, ion drive, or liquid oxygen, hydrogen, and helium.
Liquid oxygen, hydrogen, and helium.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. If the product of two consecutive negative integers is 12, what's the larger integer? Yes?
-3.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. In 1206, he renounced his inheritance and consecrated himself to poverty and religion. He founded a monastic order which was approved by Pope Innocent III. He was canonized in 1228. Who was he?
St. Francis.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. By the High Renaissance, what city had replaced Florence as Italy's cultural... Yes? Answer.
Venice.
No, I'm sorry. As Italy's cultural center. Yes?
Genoa.
No, I'm sorry. It is Rome. Toss up for both teams. Which electromagnetic waves cause suntans and sunburns? Yes?
Ultraviolet.
That is correct. Bonus for the green. Identify the legal means of execution in some U.S. states by which a person dies when cyanide mixes with sulfuric acid as it is dropped in the room.
Gas chamber. Yeah, gas chamber.
Gas chamber.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. Express the following in exponential form. 5 to the 5th power cubed. Yes?
5 to the 15th power.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. What type of barometer operates without the use of liquids?
Vacuum.
No, I'm sorry. It is an aneroid. Toss up for both teams. What's the abbreviation LTD stand for in the names of companies? Blue team.
Limited.
That is correct. Bonus for the blue. Winning the 1942-43 fight for this Russian city, Soviet forces inflicted 300,000 German casualties and took around 93,000 prisoners. Name the city.
Stalingrad.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. A stone weighs 300 pounds and has a volume of 2 cubic feet. What will it weigh in water? Hint, 1 cubic foot of water weighs 62.5 pounds. Yes?
425 pounds.
No, I'm sorry. Yes?
125 pounds.
No, I'm sorry. It's 175 pounds. That was some hint, wasn't it? Toss up for both teams. What religious doctrine did John Knox bring to Scotland in the 16th? Yes?
Presbyterian.
Yes. Calvinism also, or Protestantism. Bonus for the green. This Alsatian city gets its name from the Frankish meaning road town. Its cathedral is famous for its facade, which has 5 concentric arches of figures above the main door. Name this large port on the Rhine.
Frankfurt.
No, I'm sorry, it is Strasbourg. Toss up for both teams. Express as a base 8 numeral the latitude of the South Pole. Yes?
0.
No, I'm sorry. Time. The answer is 132. Toss up for both teams. In which city did representatives from 5 states meet in September 1786?
Philadelphia.
No, I'm sorry. In 1786 and proposed that states appoint commissioners to meet in Philadelphia.
New York.
No, I'm sorry, it is Annapolis, Maryland. Toss up for both teams. In 1944, 2 teams from the same city played in the World Series. Name the city and the 2 teams.
New York and Brooklyn and Yankees.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
New York, the Yankees, and the Mets.
No, I'm sorry, St. Louis, the Browns and the Cardinals. Toss up for both teams. What wild horse was the subject of a series of popular books by Walter Farley? Yes?
Black Beauty.
No, I'm sorry? Time. It was her boyfriend, the Black Stallion. Toss up for both teams. Who's the orphan? Muff Potter, Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, or Becky Thatcher? Yes?
Huck Finn.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer lives with Aunt Polly. Bonus for the blue. In the classic Gone with the Wind, what is the first name of the wife of Ashley Wilkes?
Sarah.
No, I'm sorry, it's Melanie. Toss up for both teams. Identify the famous family of American literature that included 4 sons named Winfield, Noah, Al, and Tom Jr. Yes?
Webster.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
Hawthorne.
No, I'm sorry, it's the Jode family from the Grapes of Wrath. Toss up for both teams. Complete this line of verse as written by poet Emily Dickinson. A little madness in the spring is wholesome. Time, even for the king. Toss up for both teams. Hundreds of Maori protesters jeered, "Go home, Queenie," at Queen Elizabeth II during her recent visit to New Zealand. She was there to mark the 150th anniversary of the treaty that ceded the island nation to Britain. Who was the British sovereign when the treaty was signed? Yes?
George III.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
Victoria.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. President Bush supports a move to give cabinet status to the EPA. What was the last agency to receive such cabinet status? Just last year.
Housing and Urban Development.
No, I'm sorry, it's the Veterans Administration. Toss up for both teams. In which African nation is the newly built and largest Roman Catholic basilica in the world? Yes?
Kenya.
Will you accept that? I don't think so. No. Okay. Yes?
Rhodesia.
No, I'm sorry, it is the Ivory Coast. Toss up for both teams. What Scandinavian nation is the world leader in educational expenditure per pupil? Yes?
Sweden.
That is correct. Bonus for the green. Name the new all sports daily newspaper.
The Sports Gazette.
No, I'm sorry, it's the National. Toss up, good thought. Toss up for both teams. Quote, a person who smuggles drugs and narcotics into a country, sometimes by swallowing sealed drug packets. I've just defined what slang term. Yeah?
Mule.
That is correct. Bonus for green. Although it had previously denied responsibility, Austria recently agreed to pay about $25 million in reparations to survivors of what atrocity?
The Holocaust.
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. Which state citizens are tired of having their state placed off the coast of Texas on maps? Their lawmakers are asking map makers to position the state in the northwest corner. Yes?
Alaska.
That's correct. Bonus for blue. 3 days before Mayor Marion Barry's arrest, Jesse Jackson used the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. to launch a national campaign for what?
Statehood for D.C.
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. A federal appeals court has upheld a 1987 ruling that the American Medical Association violated antitrust laws by trying to destroy what other healthcare profession? Time. The answer is chiropractics. Toss up for both teams. What soldier became dictator of Spain after the Spanish Civil War? Yep.
Franco.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. It was an important landmark in world history. An Asian state had defeated one of the great European powers, heralding an end to a world order dominated by Europe. The year was 1905. Name the war.
The Russo-Japanese War.
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. What fluid in the human body contains amylase and pitolin, or pitulin? Yep.
Mucus or spit.
Yeah, or maybe saliva. We'll go with that, okay? Toss up for the blue team. What is the product of the following three fractions? 7/8, 7/8 plus 1 5/11 plus 2 3/4. I'm sorry, I read that incorrectly. Hang on. What is the product of the following three fractions? I'll just give them to you. 7/8, 1 5/11, 2 3/4.
1.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 3 1/2. I think I misled you with product. I said product and then plus, and that's why I went back and reread it for you. Okay, toss up for both teams. Romanesque arches are usually rounded. What proper adjective refers to pointed arches? Yes?
Gothic.
That's correct. Bonus for the blue. 3a is one of the factors of the expression below. What is the other? 3ax plus 3ay plus 6a.
X plus Y plus 2.
That's right. Toss up for both teams. White phosphorus is one of the two most common allotropic forms of phosphorus. Name the other. Time. It's red phosphorus. Toss up for both teams. Captain Kirk said he'd meet 392 Klingons, all of whom had halitosis. Therefore, he surmised that all Klingons have bad breath. What category of reasoning was he using? Yes?
Inductive.
That's correct. Bonus for the green. With what artistic profession was Georgia O'Keeffe associated?
Painting. She did those pictures of flowers.
Painting. Painting?
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. One illustration depicts the developer of a serum looking over the shoulder of a boy who was bitten by a rabid dog. The serum was administered. The boy survived. Who was this onlooker? Time. The answer is Louis Pasteur. Toss up for both teams. The sixth line of whose triangle includes these numbers: 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1.
Pascal's.
That's correct. Bonus for the blue. What three-letter title is associated with a person who has gone through the ceremony of investiture? Time. Captain?
Sir?
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. These ancient cities were all associated with what river? Akhetaten, Luxor, Aswan? Yes.
The Nile.
That's correct. Bonus for green. In what novel are these two unrelated lines found? Where lies the final harbor whence we unmoor no more? A whale ship was my Yale College and my Harvard.
Moby Dick?
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. Dr. Frankenstein is building his creature. He reaches into a box that contains 12 green eyes and 9 blue eyes and 6 brown eyes. What are the odds that the first eye he randomly draws from this box will be blue? That was a toss-up, wasn't it? And nobody buzzed in. 1 in 3. Welcome back to the second round. As is often the case during the intermission or the halftime, sometimes players are substituted on one or both of the teams. This time we have one substitution on the Port Huron team, and we'd like to give this player a chance to introduce herself and state what grade she's in.
Erin Lill, 11th grade.
And welcome to the competition. Are you ready, players? Let's test the buzzers again, please. Thank you. Thank you. And I remind you to please wait for eye contact before answering, and please speak up nice and clearly. Okay, are we ready to begin? Round 2? Okay, here we go. Toss up for both teams. It starts as an accumulation of dead plants that do not decay because of the presence of organic acids in the water. Ultimately, it turns into a brown and turf-like substance used as a fuel and garden mulch. Name this material.
Bog.
No, I'm sorry? Yes? Peat. Peat is correct. Bonus for the blue. The first and last of any concept or philosophy can be referred to by what two letters of the Greek alphabet?
Alpha and Omega.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. What president said, quote, "It is a crisis of confidence, growing doubt about the meaning of our own lives, loss of a unity of purpose for our nation. Our people believe."
Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
No, I'm sorry. And to finish, our people believe the next 5 years will be worse than the past 5 years.
Carter.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. 20 degrees Celsius equals how many degrees Kelvin? Time, Captain?
212.
No, I'm sorry, it's 293. Toss up for both teams. One verse of what carol, written in the 19th century by Phillips Brooks, has lines ending with these words: "Shineth light years to night"? Time. Oh, in thy dark street shineth, O little town of Bethlehem. Toss up for both teams. Simplify the cube of the quantity x squared. Yes, blue.
X to the 6th.
Beg pardon?
X to the 6th.
That is correct. Bonus for the blue. Give the nationality of each of these 20th century rulers who all abdicated their thrones. We're doing the next 4 questions based on this thought. Okay, the first. Give the nationality of each of these rulers. Edward VIII.
Great Britain. Great Britain.
Okay, and now a toss-up question. Emperor Wilhelm II. Yes,
Germany.
that is correct. And the bonus for the green, Victor Emmanuel III.
Italy.
Italy?
That is correct. And the fourth, Leopold III. Yes?
Austria.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
Belgium.
That is correct. Belgium. Toss up for both No, it's a bonus for you now. Bonus for the blue team. Only 1/64th of the radioactivity of a particular substance still remains after a period of 54 years. Therefore, we know that its half-life is equal to how many years? Time, Captain?
2.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 9. Toss up for both teams. What adjective describes that property owned in common by a husband and wife, such as a house or cars or furniture or boat? Yes?
Community property.
That is correct. Bonus for the green. Her beauty aroused the envy of Aphrodite, who ordered her son Cupid to make this lovely lady fall in love with a monster. But Cupid himself fell in love with her. Who was she? Time, Captain?
Arachnia?
No, I'm sorry, it is Psyche. Toss up for both teams. Name the smallest nation which has a border upon the Gulf of Mexico. Yes?
Belize.
No, I'm sorry? Time. The answer is Cuba. Toss up for both teams. While reading through a history of literature and authors, you run across a picture of Henry Thoreau with the abbreviation AET period 35. Therefore, you know this picture was taken when he was between the ages of... Yes?
30 and 40.
No? Time. The ages of 34 and 35. Toss up for both teams. All of these names are associated with the history of what nation? Sieur Duluth, George Brown, Mackenzie King, Jacques Marquette. Yes?
Canada.
That is correct. Bonus for the blue team. 92.7 is 9% of what number?
Um, 1,000.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 1,030. Toss up for both teams. The average American consumes 10.1 pounds of chocolate a year. What nation consumes an average of 19.4 pounds per person per year, the world's highest? Yes?
Mexico.
No, I'm sorry. Time. Switzerland. Swiss chocolate. Toss up for both teams. With what famous artist did Paul Gauguin stay briefly in the south of France? Yes?
Van Gogh.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. This is mathematically oriented. What is the derivative of 2x cubed minus 2x squared?
2x squared times x plus 1.
No, I'm sorry, it is 6x squared minus 4x. Toss up for both teams. George Gershwin's opera Porgy and Bess is a landmark of American music. Name the city in which it is set. Time. It is in Charleston, South Carolina. Toss up for both teams. In an attempt to balance team talent in 1936, football became the first professional sport to hold what? Yes?
A draft.
A draft is correct. Bonus for blue. To what was Harry Truman referring when he said, "We have spent $2 billion on the greatest scientific gamble in history and won"?
The atomic bomb.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. What is the circumference of a circle whose radius is 6 over pi? Yes?
12.
That's correct. Bonus for blue. One of the more unusual provisions of the Treaty of Versailles forced the Germans to reveal their secret remedy for rheumatism and fever. What was that common medicine?
It's bonus.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bonus, I believe.
Aspirin.
That is correct. From the bear community. Toss up for both teams. Melanin is the main pigment that is responsible for skin color. Yes?
No answer.
Okay. For skin color. Albinism is the condition characterized by a lack of pigment. Tell me what external factor normally stimulates production of this pigment. Yes?
Ultraviolet rays.
That's correct. Bonus for blue. At what pH would the number of hydrogen ions and the number of hydroxide ions be equal in a solution?
7.
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. A merchant paid $30 for an article. He wishes to place a price tag on it so that he can offer a 10% discount on the price marked on the tag and still make a profit of 20% on the cost. What price should he mark on the tag? Captain, isn't that a bonus? No, I'm sorry, that is a toss-up. Yes.
3750.
No, I'm sorry? Time, the answer is $40. Toss-up for both teams. Earl Warren claimed the most important decision of his career related to a case about reapportionment in 1962. The case was known as what? Time. The answer is Baker versus Carr. Toss up for both teams. A monastery governed by a prior or prioress is called a... Yes?
Abbey?
No, I'm sorry. Time. It's called a priory. Toss up for both teams. Name either of the two men who formulated the philosophy of dialectical materialism. Yes?
Hegel.
No, I'm sorry. Yes?
Voltaire?
No, I'm sorry, it's Karl Marx or Friedrich Engels. Toss up for both teams. He was backed by the army he had led triumphantly in Gaul and Britain. Yes?
Julius Caesar.
That's correct. Bonus for green. A catalyst that slows down a chemical reaction is called either a negative catalyst or an... Time. Captain?
An anion?
No, I'm sorry, it is an inhibitor. Toss up for both teams. Longitude is measured east and west from a meridian that passes through what city in England? Yes.
Greenwich.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. What type of soil is preferred by plants classified as epiphytes?
Hydrogenous?
No, I'm sorry, there is none. They live on limbs of trees. Toss-ups for both teams. Time out. Our timeout has ended, and we are now going to take an opportunity to introduce some players who were substituted during that timeout on both teams. Players, would you please raise your hand to signify which substitution you are, and introduce yourself and the grade that you're in.
Sean.
At the top row.
Junior.
Eric Schweitzer, senior.
Okay, and now from Port Huron.
Jason Richard, 10th grade.
Chris Ryan, 10th grade.
Okay, and all the remaining players have been in competition. And we will continue now, if you are ready. Toss up for both teams. Express algebraically the quotient of x and the sum of y and 100. Blue?
X over 100 and Y plus 100.
No, I'm sorry? Time. The answer is x over the quantity y plus 100. Toss up for both teams. In which U.S. state would you expect to find the largest number of Buddhist temples? Blue?
Hawaii.
That's correct. Bonus for blue. Slaves and molasses were two of the three items exchanged in triangular trade. The third was what?
Rum?
Correct. Toss up for both teams. Her brothers, Polynices and Eteocles, killed each other. Her uncle was Creon. Her mother was, yes?
Antigone.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. All of the following are examples of what? Sinusoidal, gnomonic, azimuthal, polyconic, orthographic, and homolographic. Time,
Graphs?
Captain. Yes, they are. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Graphs?
No, I'm sorry, they would be projections or maps. Toss up for both teams. The amoeba has protoplasm that streams in one direction. A sufficient amount of this organized material forms an outpocketing of the cell called a...
Pseudopod.
That is correct. Bonus for the green team. Cardinal numbers indicate how many members a set has. Ordinal numbers indicate the order of members in a set. What type of numbers are used merely to identify someone, like a number on a football jersey or a license plate number? Captain?
Straight numbers.
No, I'm sorry. They are nominal numbers. This is a multiple choice. Toss up for both teams. What is the approximate altitude of an isosceles triangle having two 30-inch sides and a base of 20 inches? Is it A, 17.2 inches, B, 26.5, C, 14.8? Yes.
20 times the square root of 3.
No, I'm sorry. D, 21.9 inches, or E, 19.3? Time. The answer is D, 21.9 inches. Multiple choice. A rowboat is an example of which type of fundamental machine? A pulley, inclined plane, screw, wheel and axle, or lever? Yes?
A lever.
That is correct. Bonus for green. Again, bonus for blue, excuse me. Again, a multiple choice. Which of these occurs first during the process of photosynthesis? Water molecule split, carbon dioxide molecule split, chlorophyll captures solar energy, ADP is changed to ATP, carbohydrates are formed.
Chlorophyll captures solar energy.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. Disease-producing bacteria form poisons called what? Yes?
Toxins.
That's correct. Bonus for the blue team. Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech was actually delivered in which American state?
Massachusetts.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is Missouri. Toss up for both teams. The longitude of New York is 74 degrees, 0 minutes, 3 seconds west. The longitude of Philadelphia is 75 degrees, 10 minutes west. What is the difference in longitudes? Blue?
67 minutes.
No, I'm sorry. Time. The answer is 1 degree, 9 minutes, 57 seconds. Toss up for both teams. Copper is one of the two alloy elements in bronze. What is the other element? Yes.
10.
That's correct. Bonus for green time. What 5-letter term used in courts means deliberate misrepresentation? Time. Captain?
Alibi.
No, I'm sorry, it is fraud. Toss up for both teams. How is this statement classified in the field of mathematical logic? We will win the tournament, or we will all be sent to Siberia. Time. It is disjunction. Toss up for both teams. What artistic movement begun in 1907 by Cézanne was characterized? Yes.
Cubism.
That is correct. Bonus for blue. These Nazi concentration camps were all located in what country? Flossenberg, Sachsenhausen, Buchenwald, Ravensbrück, Belsen, and Dachau.
Germany.
That's correct. Toss up for both teams. Name the evolutionary process through which new species are produced by the establishment of isolated and adaptive genetic groups. Yes?
Mutation.
No, I'm sorry? Yes?
Darwinism.
No, I'm sorry. It is speciation. Toss up for both teams. Pyroelectricity is the development of electrical charges under conditions of temperature change. What is the name for an electric charge developed in a crystallized body by...
Piezoelectricity.
That is correct. By pressure. Good. Bonus for the green. It is a local wind occurring at certain times to the leeward side of the Rocky Mountains. It is a very dry wind with a high capacity to evaporate snow. It has the same name as a certain type of salmon. Name this wind. This is a bonus question, and they are allowed to answer even though time has expired. Time. Captain?
Trade wind.
No, I'm sorry. It is a Chinook. Thank you very much, teams. What is the final score, please? Which team? 530. Lapeer West has 530, and Port Huron High has 180.